Hello everyone, today's video is going to be a very different video for me, and it's a different video than what I watch on YouTube. Normally I really only do videos I would enjoy watching, but I am trying to get a little bit more into books, and my goal this year was to read 10 books, and these are the 10 books that I've read so far this year. I only started reading in March, and I will say probably end of March, because for my sister's like birthday present we went elsewhere, and like she kind of persuaded me to buy 2 books, and I'm like, okay, I'll read them, and then it went down a rabbit hole. Anyway, I'm still not a big reader. The last time I have truly read a book was probably in high school. That was a long time ago, and when I read in high school, it was more or less for a class and not for pleasure. So these were all pleasure reads. I do have a Goodreads account, and that is where I'm going to be basing my ratings and whatever else from. I'm not going to link my Goodreads down below, more or less for personal reasons. I do use my full name, so I'm not going to be sharing my Goodreads down below for security reasons for me and personal reasons. The book I am currently semi through is called Get a Life, Chloe Brown. It's one of the few romancy book, like it's like a teen flick book, I'm not gonna lie. That's at work right now, so I don't have it to show you guys, but here's a picture of the title. That's what I'm currently reading. I'm about 100 pages in. I really don't have much to tell you. I have these in order as how I read them. So I think I am just going to go in the order that I read them, so you can kind of see the evolution. The first 2 books are the 2 books that my sister kind of persuaded me to buy. Both of these books are more like mystery, murder, stuff like that. So a classic is The Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This is the very first book I've read after years of never reading, and this one kept me entertained. This one kept me like involved in the story. I liked this book so much I eventually bought the second book and read the second book, which will be later in the video. I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars. Primarily because it just got me back into reading, and it's not that bad of a length. I also don't remember how long it took me to read some of these either. Some took much longer than others, just based on life stuff, but I really enjoyed this book. I also want to say I have no attention span whatsoever, so I would probably read, like, I think my max would be like 100 pages in a sitting, and that was really pushing it. So for me to read something very big, a lot of these are not very big, so I really did enjoy this book, and it got me starting into other books. Then I have The Island. This is from Natasha Preston. Apparently she's a very popular person. She has a bunch of other books. I gave this book 1 star. What exactly did I say about it? I don't write really any reviews. I said at the beginning it felt like it had potential, then it went downhill very quickly. Got very boring, it dragged on. I'm telling you, I think this took me 3 times as long as it should have to read it. And as your second book, like such a high before, this was such a low, and I'm like, I need something better. If I were to read it now, I'd be like, okay, I'd get rid of it, like, you know, just go through it. But as your second book and you're forcing yourself to read it, not good. I don't know if I would buy any books from her again. And like this one had relatively good ratings. Well, it's like 3.5 stars. I gave it a 1 star. I bought a couple books from Aldi like in the miscellaneous 2 aisles. These are both relatively short. This is from Frida McFadden, The Never Lie, and she has a bunch of other books, very popular, that I really want to get. I gave this 4 stars. It was a very good book. It was a very strange book. Unique twist, except I did say I only gave it 4 stars because I believe the twist is a little bit of a stretch. And at this point, I don't remember what that twist was. But like, you have a couple buying a house, and it's this whole big thing, secret places. You know, you uncover different things about who previously lived there, and who previously lived there was a like mental health professional. So of course, a lot of weird shit went on. It was my 3rd book of the year. I gave it 4 stars, and I only docked it a point because of the ending was a little bit far stretched, but it was still very good up until at the very end. I got a little disappointed. This one is not the Aldi one. I got this at Target. It is The Silent Patient. I think after reading that last one with the mental health professional and all that good jazz, this one really intrigued me, so I went out and bought it. I really would love to read another book from him. What's his name? Alec Michaelis? I don't know. I really enjoyed this book. It's one of the bigger books. This is the biggest book so far. I really enjoyed this book, except I only gave it 4 stars, and I only give it 4 stars because I called out the ending way before like the ending. Like, you definitely saw it coming the way he wrote it. So I wonder if his second book is the same, like the ending, you can call it out way before. But I really enjoyed this book. If you like mental health, I think someone killed themselves. No, this woman kills her husband, and she refuses to talk. So then there's a psychotherapist who tries to help her. There was murder involved, but there's more like mental health situations. All that very much intrigues me. This one is the other book that I got at Aldi. It is the Julie Clark, The Last Flight, and I do not remember a single thing from this book. I gave it 2 stars, and at this point I stopped writing reviews. It's not switched at birth, but it's switched at flight. That's kind of what it is. Like, these 2 people have to like switch lives practically. I guess I didn't like it that much. I didn't remember what it was about. I gave it 2 stars. I don't remember why. It was a relatively short book. This book I could care less about. I mean, it was a decent read, and that's why I didn't give it a 1 star. But I didn't really have much to say about it. Here is when I finally got the second book in that series. This is the Good Girl Bad Blood one. There is a 3rd book, and I don't think I am that interested in it to get the 3rd book. I did give it 4 stars. So the girl who did the 1st book, she's more or less like a detective, a murder. This is a 2nd murder that she unironically somehow gets pulled into. So I think I liked the 1st book so much, and that's how it got me into reading. So I got this one to, do the series. It's literally the same story twice. The concept is the same, and literally like everything of her podcast and this and the other, and her family don't like her like figuring out these murders. It's bad for her mental health, whatever. It's all the same. That's all the same. It's just a different person that she's trying to solve. So the 2nd book, yes, it's fine. I mean, it's pretty good, and it's the same like writing style and everything, except it's the same story, so you're not missing much. At this point, I think I was getting pretty burnt out. So far, it's been like murder, pretty heavy duty, like mental health stuff. That's how it's been so far. There wasn't a whole lot of lightheartedness in anything. So my sister was like, you need to read something totally different, you know, to try and switch it up a bit so you're not getting like burnt out on anything. I got this book. It has a 20% off Target sticker, but I got it at the thrift store. It's from Kylie. Is it Kylie Reed? The stickers covering it. It's called Such a Fun Age, and it has a book club thing on it, which means it has to be pretty good. I give it 5 stars. This is, I think I primarily gave it 5 stars just because it was something so different than what I was already reading. You got these weird relationships, and it doesn't have a whole lot of mushy gushy relationship stuff, but it definitely has some of it. So if that's not up your alley, that's whatever. There is a lot regarding racism in this book, which was very powerful. It is a black woman babysitting a white family and the children of the white family. This was a very good book, very, very good book. It kept me intrigued. I really enjoyed the characters. The author portrayed the main character very well throughout the entire book, and I thought it was very well written, and I would definitely go look at other books that said Kylie Reed has done. I thoroughly enjoyed. 5 out of 5 stars. Near the beginning of my journey of the books, my sister got me onto thrift books. Well, you know, I bought quite a few books from there, and you know, most of them were very decent quality, even though they were in like good condition. Well, my sister told me that I should read Where the Crawdads Sing, and so I went on there, and it said XYZ book for XYZ price, and it was supposed to be in good condition. And all my other books were either good or whatever the next one up is, but they've all been good. There hasn't been anything major with them. When this one came, it was so bad. I took off, it's a hardcover book, but I took off the sleeve because it was so bad. There's a lot of water damage. This half of the book is like double the size of this half of the book, and it came from Fort Washington Public Library. So it was an old library book, and it did say it was an old library book, which I was fine with. I've never had an issue with public library books. That is my dog in the background. But this one is just so poor quality. So of course I, you know, messaged Thrift Books or whatever website it was, and they gave me my money back. No problems asked. So part of me wants to buy this book, a nice book. Part of me just wants to buy this book in a nice book, so I would want to reread it. I think I read this in 3 sessions. This is another one of the larger books. This one I gave another 5 out of 5 stars. This was such a good book. It is so interesting and unique. So, and I told you before, I can't really get past 100 pages. My mind goes elsewhere. I just can't focus. Well, how many pages is this? Like I probably read about 100 pages the first time. It's damn near 400 pages. So, you know, if I read 100 or less pages, you know, my first day of reading it, and 100, and I did like another 100 or less on the second day. Like, I'm not even halfway through the book at that point. But the one weekend, you know, I just got hooked on it, and I read the entire rest of the book in one sitting. So for me, that was a good sign that this deserved 5 out of 5 stars. It was a very good book. A girl grows up like in a swamp, marsh area, practically had to raise herself, do everything herself because her dad was an alcoholic, and her brothers and sisters and her mother left her. There's also a movie, and before we canceled all of our subscriptions, I did watch the movie, and the movie was complete dog shit. I hated it. Movie, 2 stars, maybe. This book was 5 stars. I really want to repurchase this in a nice like condition, because like I look at this doesn't bring me joy. The book itself does not bring me joy. This one, another 5 star, and I'm telling you what, you would think 3 5 stars in a row I'd be on the reading game at this point, like, you know, very intrigued with all these books, because this one is a 5-star book, except the book I'm currently reading I haven't touched in a week. So, you know, whatever, what have you. We all go through ups and downs. But on Instagram a long time ago on my stories, I put, you know, what are your book recommendations? Somebody said Trial of the Sun Queen. I didn't even look at what it was about. I added to cart on Thrift Books. This is a thrift book. It was the only thing was this here. That's it. This is all perfect other than that. You know, nothing wrong with it. It all came in the same package, so it's definitely not water damage from transit. But I didn't even read what this book was about. I just threw her in the cart. I'm like, you know, she liked it. I should probably like it too. This book was amazing. So far, I have not read anything fantasy, you know, out of this realm sort of situation. They're called fays or something. I don't know what a fae is. It's like a fairy looking thing. Not looking. I read it. I had to envision it in my brain. I envisioned that it's like a fairy type thing, but they're like huge. I have no idea. I should have looked this stuff up. You guys are probably in the comments telling me what the hell is all this stuff. But it's like the king has a competition, so 10 women have to compete for it, and the main character is from this bummy ass place. She was in prison from birth practically, and you know, it was good. It was very good. This is another one of those bigger books. And there's a couple other books after this. I want to buy them so bad, but I'm telling myself I can't buy the books after this until I read more of the books that are on my bookshelf. And I will show you at the end of the video. It's not a bookshelf, it's in my closet. I will show you the other books that I have not read on my like to read. My sister was right. You gotta mix her up a little bit. So we had some murder, and we some fantasy, and we have a little romance in there. This was a 5 out of 5 stars. Highly recommend. Thank you to whoever, I forget who, thank you to whoever commented on that, you know, story and told me what your favorite book is. This next one, I bought it solely for the elephant. That's all I bought it for. I bought it for the elephant. It's called Small as an Elephant. It's from Jennifer Richard Jacobson. And this one is technically considered a kid's book. Like, I had 9 books read, and it's like almost near the end of July, and I'm like, I need an easy quick book, because I'm like, I want to hit my 10 book goal by mid-year. I mean, I think I was like 2 days off. I only gave this 3 stars. And if you were to go on Goodreads and look at the reviews of this book, I mean, I think a lot of it is people like older who are reading it. But this kid's mom definitely has some health issues, like mentally. And then like there are some things that like it just sounded like she was like on drugs. So, you know, not the best childhood, but they went on vacation, she went missing, he is on a quest to find her. This was similar to, what book was that? I think this was similar to like The Island. Like, it was just the same thing every single time. Every single day, I swear to you, is the very same thing. If I had children, I would not want them to read this book. And I'll say that right now. I would not want them to read this book. Because this kid, he goes like 2 weeks without saying anything to anyone about his mom missing. If I, for some reason, something happened to me on vacation and I did not come back to like my campsite or hotel or something, I would want my kid to go to someone of authority and be like, my mom is not here. This book, the entire time, I'm like, oh my God, this kid is so fucking stupid. That's my entire thought process throughout this book. And that's why I only gave it 3 stars. And I don't understand the purpose of the elephant, because it's like he just carries around a plastic elephant with him that he got like halfway through this adventure. So it's not like the elephant served like little to no purpose. What does the back say? While Jack searches the places they plan to visit with nothing but a small plastic elephant to keep him company. Yeah, literally he just carries around the elephant. That's all it does. And like the kid is weirdly obsessed with elephants, which is also a little weird, but I did not enjoy this book, I'll say that. But that's my stack of the 10 books that I've read so far this year. This is not a book channel. I do not plan on being a book channel. This is still a very makeup focused channel. This was on my videos to film list. And I'm like, I kind of should film it somewhere in the middle of the year when I did hit my goals. I really enjoy Betty Jean, however she says her name now. I really enjoy Betty Jean's like monthly roundup. I think she reads this amount in a month. I don't have that capability. I am going to leave you guys here. I am going to say thank you for watching this. I'm sure it was pretty boring. I did not know how to talk about these books correctly, but we just chill. I'm a friend to you all. I'll talk to you whenever you so please. This is a very chill environment, but I will show you the books that are on my to be read stack right now. This is the books to read, and I'm holding my phone, so I'm sorry if it is like jiggly. Like I'm in my closet that's in my room, so there's not really a whole lot in here, but you know, a heater and some miscellaneous stuff. That still holds my DS. Who remembers DS's and DSI's? Yeah, I still have mine. But this is my stack of the books that I have not read yet. Well, I read The 9 Perfect Strangers a couple years ago, when I tried to first get back into reading a couple years ago. I think I got halfway through it, but I repurchased it because I thought I would like it. But Black Ice was recommended by, I believe, Angie. The Wanting Seed is something I want to read next. That sounds effed up in a good way. Have you read any of these? Thoughts and opinions. I know Colleen Hoover is a lover-hater. I used to read a lot of her books like in middle and high school, but this is my to-be-read list. Comment down below the books you recommend, and I appreciate you all so much. Just want to say thank you all for watching. If for some reason this was entertaining any way, shape, or form, like the video, and I promise this is not my normal content. Subscribe for makeup content, but comment down below what was your favorite book this year. What books do you recommend? I will definitely look into them. You know, probably won't read the descriptions. I'll probably just buy them out of the blue, but hey, that worked really well with the Sun Queen thing. I didn't even know what the book was about. I just kept reading. I'm like, ooh, this is interesting. Again, Goodreads is not going to be down below. My Instagram will be. Instagram's down below. Subscribe for more content, and I shall see you guys next time.